Hello everyone and welcome to this 90-minute yin yoga class. When I'm practicing yin yoga, I like to think of our awareness as going into this movie theater, and then the body is going to provide some entertainment. Since this is a 90-minute yoga class and most movies or films are 90 minutes, I thought, why don't we treat this yoga practice as though we're sitting down to watch a movie, and we're just going to see what kind of entertainment our bodies and our minds are going to provide for us. You might have some yoga props nearby in case you need them, but if you don't have any at home, that's okay. You don't necessarily need them for this 90-minute routine. So we'll begin today seated on the mat or in our movie theater in Shoelace pose. So let's begin first just by having both of our legs out long in front of us. You can sit on a cushion or a yoga block here to make this pose a little bit more accessible. Then we'll bring the right foot to the outside of the left hip. You might stay here like this in half shoelace, that's fine. Or you might come into the full shoelace now by bending this left knee as well. And wherever you are, make sure that you can feel both of your seat bones pressing down into whatever you're sitting on. Make sure that you're not sitting on your feet. And we'll just sit and wait here. Maybe the trailers haven't begun yet. You're just getting comfortable in your seat. As you start to feel settled, you might start bringing some awareness to your breath. And you don't have to force anything. Just notice yourself breathing in and notice yourself breathing out. Take a moment to relax your jaw, soften your facial muscles. Relax your shoulders even 0.5% more than they are currently relaxed. Now we can start tuning into the body and seeing what entertainment it is providing for us. Maybe you're feeling that stretchy sensation around the sides of your hips. Perhaps the entertainment is more so in your legs. But for the next minute, get engaged in that entertainment, really attaching your awareness to it. We'll make our way into a shoelace twist now. So you can bring your right hand behind you, hook your left arm to this top knee, and then gently rotate over towards the right. Just tuning into the awareness of one vertebrae at a time. Each inhale lengthens your spine, and each exhale allows you to twist that a little bit deeper. You can come back to center now, and from here we'll come into a shoelace bend. So left hand can come to the mat and your right arm rainbows across. Keep both of your seat bones still pressing down. Rotate your chest slightly so it points up towards the sky. And then you might look up at that right thumb for a few breaths. We'll come back to center now. And just take about 3 more breaths here in shoelace. Noticing something you might have missed before. Allow your awareness to drop that little bit deeper into your hips. When you're ready to, you can unravel your legs. Maybe taking some time just to shake them out. Our next pose is Dragonfly Pose. So you can take your feet as wide apart as is comfortable for you. Again, sit on a cushion or a yoga block if you need to. We want to feel both of our seat bones pressing down, and you want to have your pelvis rotating forward here. So just take a moment to check in on that. Knees can be bent if they need to be, that's no problem. And if you feel as though your knees are a little bit vulnerable in this position, you can engage your quads just to help support them that little bit more. When you're ready, we're going to rotate our upper body over towards the right leg and then just fold forward over it. So it's as though we want to get our nose to this right knee, but there's absolutely no obligation to do that. We'll be here for the next 3 minutes. So it's as if there's a new act coming out onto the stage or a new scene on the screen. And as the member of the audience, you just observe, and just see what this pose is presenting to you. If your body invites you to do so, you might be able to go a little bit deeper in this pose by walking your hands further away from you, dropping your nose a little bit lower. You can push yourself away from the floor now. We'll just stretch out our side body. If your left knee feels okay, you might just bring that left foot in towards you and then prop yourself up on your left hand and your left knee as you stretch your right arm away from you. Just making a big bridge with your body so you can activate those intercostal muscles, stretch them out and see what they have to show you. When you're ready, you can come back down. We'll just take a moment seated on the mat, whatever way feels best for you. You might close your eyes, go to that inner theater again, and just see what's on the stage. You can open up your eyes again and we'll come into our next pose, which is folded deer pose, also quite similar to sleeping swan. So we'll start by keeping our right knee and leg in front of us, coming in to that sleeping swan position on the front leg. Your foot can be as close to your body as it needs to be. Then for our back leg, we're going to bring it out so it's at a 90 degree angle from the hip. So from our hip bone to our knee is a straight line, if it can be, and then from the knee to the ankle is also in a straight line. Again, only if that works best for you. We want to have our hips facing towards the front of the mat. And you might be happy just to stay here. We're feeling that stretch within our left thigh. But if you do want to go that little bit deeper, you can walk your hands away from you, mindfully folding forward, coming on to maybe your forearms. If you want to, you can have a yoga block or two here to rest your head on. And we're going to stay here for the next 3 minutes. Connecting to your breath, loosening your jaw, relaxing your face. Now watching the performance, perhaps within that left thigh, maybe along your back, your shoulders, and just training yourself to be really curious about what your body is presenting. trying to feel every tiny little fiber of muscle as it stretches and opens. You want to make sure the entertainment is still coming from that left thigh. So just mindfully lean a little bit of your body weight into it to really help you engage with this performance. We'll take 3 more big breaths here. Wherever you are, you can make your way back up so your fingertips are back on the ground. Take a moment to readjust if needed. Still feeling into that left thigh. And you might be happy to stay here, but if you do want to go that tiny bit deeper, we'll take this pose into a twist by mindfully walking both of our hands over towards the right. And again, there's no right or wrong here. We're really just seeing what happens when we come into this pose. Of course, if you feel pain or extreme discomfort, you can come back. But otherwise, just see what's happening. And we'll stay here for 3 more breaths. And now you can make your way back to center. You might bring both of your legs along in front of you and just give them a moment to stretch out and to get the circulation flowing back through your legs and feet. Now we'll make our way back to shoelace pose. So both of our legs are long in front of us again. This time your left foot can come to the outside of the right hip first. Stay in half shoelace or bend that bottom knee as well. And we're back in our seat, so let's just take a few moments to get comfortable in it. Changing sides is like changing to a new chair. You have to figure out how your body fits into this chair and what works in this new chair or position. Once again, relax your jaw, face, shoulders. Allow your awareness to drop down. Let it go through a door within your body and let it go into your pelvis. Now it's in this new place. Let it look around and see what it can find, see what it can feel. And we'll stay here for the next 3 minutes. It's very natural for your awareness to just walk back out of that door and leave your hips. And don't worry if that happens, just find something to coax it back with. A little stretchy feeling, your breath, just something within your body that could be construed as interesting for an awareness. We'll take this pose into a twist. This time your left hand comes behind you and your right arm hooks to your top knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to rotate to the left. Incorporating this twist is as though there are some new characters just on the screen, those characters being your vertebrae. And just see what each one has to say or do. And we'll say goodbye for now to those characters. We'll come back to center. Maybe we'll see them again as we come into this bend. So your right hand comes to the mat and your left arm reaches over. Chest shines up. And see if you can see those characters of the vertebrae. Maybe there's more characters on screen being your ribs. And when you're ready, you can come all the way back to center and unravel your legs. We'll come into Dragonfly Pose again now. So your feet are coming as wide apart as they comfortably can. Pelvis is rotating forward. And this time we're rotating the torso to the left and then folding down over the left leg. And we're taking our time. We're in that new chair and we don't know how it's going to feel. Your awareness probably went out that door of the pelvis again, traveled up your spine when we were doing those other poses. So now just invite it back down into your hips, into your thighs and your hamstrings. And let's just see what's happening in this scene. Now you can push the floor away from you, slowly coming back up. And we'll stretch it out by either propping yourself onto your right knee or maybe just reaching over towards your right. Left arm stretches across. Big bridge here of the body. And when you're ready, you can come back down and just come to find a seat on the mat. Now we'll come back and we'll practice folded deer pose again. So this time our left leg is going to be in that kind of sleeping swan position. So you can just bring your left knee onto the mat in front of you. And when it feels comfortable, you can bring your right knee out beside you. So again, we have somewhat of a 90-degree angle here, a straight line from your hip to your knee, and then from your knee to your ankle. And then the toes are pointing away from you, if that feels okay. And you can readjust your seat. We want our main entertainment to be coming from this right thigh. But you also might be feeling this within your glutes as well. You're welcome to just stay upright in your seat, or you can mindfully fold forward. And we'll stay here for 3 minutes. If you're folding forward, you can slowly come back up, finding yourself in the center again. And you can stay here, or there's an option to find a twist, walking both hands over to the left and just staying here for a few breaths. You can make your way back to center, undo everything, and bring your legs out in front of you. And you can do whatever you're feeling called to do here during this little intermission. You might like stillness, or you might do some windshield wipers just by dropping the knees from side to side. And even though we are in an intermission, we're between poses, there's still plenty to be entertained by. Within your body, of course. From here, you can come to lie on the front of your body. And we'll set ourselves up in Sphinx pose here. So you can have your elbows on the mat in front of you. And just measure the distance between them by holding them with opposite hands. And then forearms can come back to the mat. To make this pose less intense, you can slide your elbows away from you. So to go that bit deeper, you might bring them closer to you. And get yourself comfortable. And then try to find some stillness as the show begins. And just seeing what part of your body is presenting itself to you. And let it know you're watching by breathing into that area. We'll stay here in Sphinx pose for 3 minutes. You can come down now to lie on the front of your body entirely. Make a pillow with your hands for your head to rest on. Bring your big toes together and drop your heels towards the edges of your mat. Resting here in crocodile for the next minute. Just watch everything floating around all throughout your body. We'll make our way into seal pose now. And if seal pose feels too intense for you, you can just come back into Sphinx pose instead. But for seal, you can widen your feet a little wider apart. Bring your hands close to your chest, maybe at the edges of your yoga mat. And then peel your upper body up until your arms are straight. You can look straight ahead or diagonally up. But really we want to look inwards here and see what we're feeling within the body. Become really curious and really interested in it for the next 2 minutes. Wherever you are, you can come back down to crocodile. Big toes kissing each other. And just watching everything float around the back of your body for the next minute. We'll switch scenes now and allow our awareness to be captivated by the shoulders. And we'll do that with Bowtie Pose. So you can bring your left hand over to the right side of your mat and your right hand over to the left side of your mat. Then walk your hands as far away from each other as you can get them. And then you can hook your chin to your top arm, or you can rest your forehead onto a yoga block. And we'll stay like this for 3 minutes. You can bring your arms back to their appropriate sides now. Maybe just resting for a moment. We'll make our way into broken wing by extending the right arm out to the right and then mindfully rolling onto the right hip. Your left foot might come back behind you and you can rest your right ear on the mat. Staying here for 2 minutes. Your awareness now just flooding into the right shoulder. Letting it tell you its story. You can roll back onto the front of your body, resting in whatever way you land. We'll come back into Bowtie pose now. This time so your left arm is on top. Walk your hands far away from each other and then drop your chin down. We'll stay here for 3 minutes. Your hands can come back now and just rest for a moment. Now we'll extend the left arm out to the left. Roll over mindfully onto that left hip. And now the left shoulder can have its soliloquy for the next 2 minutes. Come back onto the front of your body now, resting in whatever way it feels called to do. Our next scene is still in the shoulders. We're going to practice Anahatasana pose. So you can come on to your knees. If your knees are sensitive, you can fold over your yoga mat so you have that bit of extra padding underneath. Reach your hands towards the front of your mat. Keep your hips over your knees and drop your chest down. To make this pose less intense, you can bring a bend into your elbows. We'll stay here for the next 3 minutes. Noticing the sensation of shoulder joint. Noticing the sensation of upper back, of chest, maybe of heart. And as your awareness wanders around, just see how many little tiny sensations it can unlock within your upper body. you can prepare to come out of your shoulders by slowly sitting back into child's pose. Knees can be wide together, close together, or wide apart. And then hands can come back to rest next to your feet with the palms facing up. We'll stay here in child's pose for the next 3 minutes. This is a really intimate pose where it's just your body and your awareness. So it's really up to your body here to decide what it wants to present to you. It might be your hips, your spine, your shoulders, or maybe it just wants to show you the feeling of your breath in your body, smoothly traveling in and out. When you're ready, you can come to sit back on your mat, finding a comfortable seat for a moment. This film has a little bit of a plot twist. We're going to do a toe squat next. So to do this pose, you can come onto your knees, sitting on your heels, and then we're just going to sit up for a moment, bring the balls of the feet onto the mat, and then mindfully sit back down onto the heels. And we're only going to stay here for about 1 minute. So you can make your feet comfortable, maybe take those little toes out. If this pose becomes too intense, you can just stand up onto your knees for a moment and either leave the pose there, or else you can come back down when you feel ready to do so. So our feet wanted to be involved in this story. They wanted to have their part. So bring your awareness down. See what they have to tell you. Breathe into whatever sensation they're presenting to you. And now you can release the pose by taking your weight off of your heels, bringing the top of your feet back onto the mat, and then sitting back on them. And now just noticing all of that energy and sensation that the pose has brought to your feet. Maybe you can feel it starting to creep up through your legs and into the rest of your body too. And then we'll counter that toe squat with ankle stretch. So you might find that you're already in the pose. This might be enough for you just to feel that stretch throughout the front of your ankle. But if you want to go that little bit deeper, sitting on your feet, you might just lean back, walking your hands back. Remember, we want to keep the stretch in our ankles rather than our quads. And if you feel as though you can go that little bit deeper, you can keep your knees together and then pick them up off of the mat. And then you'll really start to feel the attention on your ankles. Breathe into them and hear whatever they have to say. And now we'll lower the knees back onto the mat. You can bring your feet out from underneath you and come back to lie on the back of your body. And when you're there, just lie in whatever way your body is called to lie. One of the final scenes in this movie is a reclined twist. So you can bring your right foot onto your left thigh, hold that top knee with your left hand, stack your hips on top of each other so your right hip is on top of the left. You can extend your right arm out to the right, and to go deeper you can look at your right hand. Make sure both of your shoulders stay connected to the floor. We'll stay here for 3 minutes. You might find that the most interesting part of the screen here is your lower back. We'll make our way back to center now. Just plopping into whatever way the body wants to plop. And now we'll switch to the opposite side, extending the right leg long. Left foot comes onto the right thigh, and then you can hold the knee with your right arm. Stack your hips to bring your knee over to the right. Left arm comes out to the left, and you can look left to go deeper. And just remember to keep both shoulders connected to the floor. You can roll back to center now. When you're ready, you can slide into corpse pose, or you can keep a bend in your knees and let them rest together. And as the credits roll, you might be tempted to end your practice here. But sometimes there's some funny scenes as the credits roll, some interesting information about the movie. So just wait here for the next few minutes. Feel that energy rolling up and down your body. And allow your body to absorb all the benefits of the practice that you've done. You can bring a little bit of awareness back into your body, making tiny movements. Take one last look around the movie theater. And then get ready to say goodbye to it for now. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up into a seat on your yoga mat. And we will officially end this movie here. So thank you so much for joining me for this movie night yin yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments below or leave this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do that. It really does support me in making more videos, and I would love to practice with you again in the future. So until next time, take good care of yourself, and goodbye.